So my friend Kelly Merton here on YouTube has been doing these art tiles using drywall tape, and I wanted to do, and the napkins, and collaging with the napkins. So I wanted to do a journal page incorporating that because I like the texture underneath the collage napkin. So I'm going to do an entire journal page on it. Now, I had already done this on that page right there, which you can see part of it over here, and it did not go the way I'd planned. What a surprise. And so I'm giving it a go again over here and going to try to get it to manipulate the inks to do what I wanted it to do over there. So, and I'll just overlap here, I don't care. And so my mistake was because I have this gray backer board tape, whatever this is, that I got from the hardware store. I didn't gesso over the top of it. I just collaged right over this tape, and then the color showed through, and I didn't like it. It wasn't the look I was going for. But I was afraid that if I gessoed this over this, that a lot of the texture would be taken away because the gesso would fill in the little holes here. So that is why I avoided doing that. I'm going to use a really super thin gesso. This is just the Studio Gesso from Joann. So, I'm making a mess now. And I've been gessoing a whole bunch of paint brochures for some journals I'm getting ready to make, which I've already started the recording process on that. But anyway, so I already had my little paintbrush out here stuck in some dirty water from where I've been doing those. So I'm going to use this damp brush and this light gesso, and I'm going to gesso this whole thing and hope that a lot of the texture still stays intact. So I'll be back after I've done this and it's had a chance to dry, and I've had a chance to clean up the other page because I don't have my wax paper laid down like I normally do. Anyway, so I'll be back. So just for the sake of time, I've already started this, but I'm using the removable tape just to get my backer pieces off. Some of them come off real easily, but then others are kind of a little resistant to it. So I use the Scotch removable tape to do that. So I am going to tear this off. There we go. And I'm going to take some Collage Page, which is my favorite thing to use, you know, that right there. But I'm also a huge fan of Tracy Bautista, so. Alright, and then I'm just going to spread this all out. Find a brush. You want to make sure you get edge to edge, which is why I used a lot of that medium. I don't want anything lifting up on me. I'm going to put a little bit more even. I'm using kind of a stiff brush because I really want to get inside those holes on this texture tape. So, alright, good enough because I'm going to be going over it on the top as well. So I'm going to be a little bit more gentle about that though, because I don't want this to tear. So alright, So I'm just gonna Collage Page over the top, wait for this to dry, and I'll be back to go to the next step on this page, whatever that may be. So I'm gonna put a wash of paint over the top of this and cover a lot of this up. But I want to have some of this background still show. And so that means I'm going to have to take like a wet wipe and, you know, lift some of that paint color up. And because I don't want to damage the napkin, because this is just sitting on top here with a coat of Collage Page on it, I really want to seal this down and make sure none of this comes up when I do start that wiping process. So I'm going to go over it again with a layer of clear gesso and make sure that I don't have any problem with that. Because like I said, I really want the integrity of the pattern to show through in certain spots. So I'm going to go over this with the gesso now, wait for it to dry, and come back. If I can stop my recording. I'm not left-handed. I'll be back. I don't know why I like pink and orange together, but I do. So I took on some palette paper. I have some of the Royal Fuchsia craft paint, equal parts mixed with the acrylic glazing liquid. And I am going to cover the entire surface with this. And I probably should have done a bigger mixture. Because I don't have enough paint. Or I could just go with this. Try to spread this out as much as I can. Should have had a little bit more paint on that, but I didn't, so I'm just going with that. And I am going to dry that a little bit with my heat gun. And take a wet wipe or two, and this is why it was important to have that clear gesso, because if I didn't, this paper would be lifting, and sometimes I'm okay with the paper lifting, but not in this case, because I really wanted the oranges and the blues to show through. So I need another wet wipe. I still want to leave a lot of that pink on there. I should have offset these flowers. That probably would have looked better had I done that. Okay, I think that is all I'm going to do. And now I'm going to take my gesso whitewash that I already have mixed up. And just to tone some of the color down, I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did. With that pink paint. And I'm going to do the same thing. Another wet wipe. Dry this. Where else do I want to pull up some of that color from? Let's do this one. Woo. Got a nice little mess going on here. Maybe do a little bit of the corner here. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to let this totally dry and I'll be back. So I made a stencil out of my portrait, from my portrait, and, well, you can't see it. There it is right there. And I did a crap job on this stencil, actually. I'm having some problems learning the settings and stuff on my portrait. But this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to buy it, because I wanted to be able to cut my own stencils. Once I get the settings down, I think I'm really going to like it. But yeah, it's a lot of trial and error on this. But anyway, so it's not a perfect stencil. It didn't cut out, you know, smoothly, so I had to force some of the stuff out, and I probably should have used my Hot Marks tool to promote that to come out, but I didn't. I was just lazy and just decided to use my own fingers and push it out. So I have a couple of tears in here, but I decided I was just going to use this stencil anyway. So I have some titanium white paint. It's a craft paint, and I am going to just kind of go around with a pouncer. Pouncer? I don't know what this thing's called. Anyway. Just do like a little border around here. I'm going to need some more paint. Faux Show. I'm just using the Americana craft paint. Oops, I did not mean to go up into this flower though. So I need another wet wipe. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Do I want to go in the middle? I was just going to do like a border, but maybe I will come. I need some like kind of small ones there. Okay. And I'm going to take another wet wipe because I really don't want to get anything on my flower. Where's my tile? Oh my gosh, such a mess. Wipe some more of that off. Okay. Alright, now I gotta let this dry and I'll be back. Okay, for the sake of time, again, I have already gone around and done some of my favorite thing, which is, of course, doodling around shapes that I've stenciled with paint. It's like one of my favorite things to do, so I don't know, I think it just adds something to it. But anyway, for the sake of time, of course, I've already done a lot of it. I think I want to kind of leave this kind of, yeah, like nothing there because I'm going to put some kind of a quote or something. So I think this is pretty much it. And of course I've taken my smudge stick. Now the one thing that I really like about having that textured tape behind the collage napkins is that when you use the charcoal on this and smudge it, it's really hitting the raised part of that tape. And I know you can't really see it because my actually my camera quality is really good. It's just the way I have to transfer my file to a WMV file to upload to YouTube, and that's where I lose the quality of my image on my videos here. So it looks, you know, I have really crap quality videos because of that. And I guess that won't change until I buy a new computer. But anyway, and then I really, like I've said before, I really like using these charcoal pencils because you can, you know, if you make a mistake, it's real easy to erase. Like, I kind of went a little outside the line there. You don't have to be so picky about it, but for the most part, I'm not. Okay, so anyway, that is it on that. Now, again, I love this graphite pencil lead holder. It's become my favorite thing to use. And now I'm going to go in with my fine liner. This is just black acrylic paint that's a little watered down inside here. This was one of those Donna Downey things. So, see how it's got this tip. They have different tip sizes. And this is 18 gauge. I'm going to get it started here because I haven't used this in a while. So, I'm just going to draw around my flower here. And then I'm going to do a little something like that. I suck at drawing leaves. How do I want to do this? And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Do it kind of sketchily. I'm hitting this tape. So it's not, Cooperate, please. And do the same thing here. And I was thinking about drawing a leaf, but golly, I really stink at it. So now I'm wondering if I want to stencil in a leaf. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta think about that for a minute. I don't know why I struggle with leaves so much, but I do. God. Yeah, I can already tell. Oh my God, that looks like shit. Ugh. Yeah, sorry if you're offended by the language. I cuss a lot when I'm in here. Wow, that's pretty horrible. Again. See, this is why I don't do leaves. This is why I should have used a template to do it. Too late now, I gotta commit to it. I'm gonna do just a little itty bitty one. Yeah, I really like this fine liner, but I'm having a hard time because it keeps catching on the textured part of the tape when I'm drawing. This looks like crap. I don't like this. Maybe if I try to make it like a, you know, something like that. I was just trying to make the stem a little bit thicker, but okay. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Let that dry, and then I'll be back to finish this off. I'm having but tripod problems. Look. Woo! Yeah. My tripod, I had an accident last night. My hand smacked it by accident, and ever since then I heard something snap, and now the thing's all floppy. So, gotta wait until the boyfriend gets here this weekend so he can look at it. So I'm screwing around with this right now, trying to get in frame. Alright, so needless to say, because of that, I did a lot of stuff off camera. I printed out on my silhouette portrait, which I love, by the way. Totally recommend that tool if you're thinking about it. If you're on the fence, man, totally jump off the fence and go on the side of getting it, because I love it and I'm so glad I bought it. I wish I would have bought it like months ago when I first started thinking about it. Okay, anyway, so I cut out a little title. I did some pen work around it, and I also did a whole bunch of pen work around the flowers as well, just to make those pop. And I used my traditional regular ones that I love to use. I use the, you know, Signo Ball White. I love the black one too, just as good. I love that one as well. So, you know, that's the inside this black paint line of these flowers. That's the pen I used here. It's another Uniball Signo pen, CMPAC 207. Love that one too. And then surprisingly, these Zebra Sarasa, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and I'm sure you can't see it because my video quality sucks. But anyway, surprisingly, I went around these flowers as well that are inside the flower, and that actually did pretty good. And I was surprised by that. So I didn't know how these would, I've never done on done. I've never used these on top of medium before, so even though there's no paint here, it does have that clear gesso on it. So, and it did write over that, so very happy with that. So anyway, I did a whole bunch of ink work. That was like a half hour just sitting here and, you know, tracing and sketching. And that was the other thing I liked about this texture tape underneath the collage napkins, because it leaves, like, when you draw on it, it leaves like a really sketcherly kind of you know, look to your drawing and stuff when you're, you know, doing on top of it. 'Cause you can't get a perfectly straight line because of all the texture. So anyway, I just really like this look. I wish you could see it because I know it's not translating on video very well. And then, so now I'm just taking, just to bring some of that orange that's in these flowers back into my page, I'm just taking some bubble wrap and some bright orange, you know, paint. And I'm just coming in and putting some more texture in here, and I'm really trying to avoid hitting, you know, well, that looks like a big old blob. I'm trying to avoid hitting the flowers. I really don't want to get that inside the flowers. So, you know, like I said, just to add a little bit. And so I think all I'm going to do is date a tag and put it on here after this dries, and that is going to be it. So yeah, thanks Kelly Merton. I never thought about putting napkin over, you know, on top of some kind of texture like this. Don't know why, I've just always thought, oh, it just needs to be painted or glazed or whatever. So I really like the look, and yeah, so that's it. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.